There is a simple 10-minute daily routine that can help lower blood pressure naturally in older adults, and the surprising part is that it does not involve sweating, dieting, or buying anything new at all. In today's video, you're going to see the exact 10-minute blood pressure reset routine that has been used repeatedly, how it can lower blood pressure by roughly 8 to 15 points naturally, and why it works especially well if you are over the age of 60. The first section of this 10-minute daily routine, which covers minutes 0 through 6, targets one of the most overlooked drivers of high blood pressure, and that is arterial stiffness. Think about your arteries like garden hoses. When a hose is cold, stiff, or kinked, pressure builds up quickly as water tries to push through. But when that hose is warm, flexible, and fully open, pressure drops even if the flow stays exactly the same. Your arteries behave in the same way. As we move through life, arteries naturally become less elastic. That stiffness forces the heart to pump harder, which drives systolic blood pressure higher, even in people who walk regularly and eat what would be considered healthy. So the question becomes, what is the fastest and safest way to warm up and relax those arteries? The answer is isometric exercise. Research consistently shows that specific isometric exercises can lower blood pressure more effectively than regular walking, traditional cardio, or even biking. And this effect is especially noticeable in adults over the age of 60. An isometric exercise simply means your muscles are working under tension without actually moving. That steady tension creates a powerful signal to your blood vessels to relax once the contraction ends. The two isometric exercises that are recommended most often for this purpose are wall sits and planks. Let's start with the wall sit. Stand with your back flat against a wall. Slowly slide down until your legs are bent into a position that feels challenging but still manageable. This does not need to be a perfect 90-degree squat position. You want to begin with about a 20 to 30 second hold and then gradually build your way up to 2 minutes over time. If you have knee pain, arthritis, or balance concerns, you can start higher up the wall with a gentler bend in your knees. As your strength improves over time, you can slowly lower your position. The goal here is not pain or discomfort. The goal is consistent muscular tension. Now let's move on to the plank. Planks can be done in the traditional position or modified by using your knees. If getting down on the floor is difficult, a countertop plank or a bench plank works just as well. Again, you want to start with about a 20 to 30 second hold and then gradually work your way up to a full 2 minutes. Planks are especially powerful because they do more than just help blood pressure. They also protect the lower back, improve posture, increase core strength, improve balance, and enhance overall stability. All of these things become increasingly important after the age of 60. So why do these isometric exercises work in the first place? During the actual hold, blood pressure will temporarily rise a little bit. Then, once the muscles relax, the blood vessels dilate more effectively. Over time, this retrains the vascular system to stay more relaxed and more open throughout the day. In multiple clinical studies, as well as large meta-analyses, this approach lowers systolic blood pressure by an average of around 10 points, which is comparable to the effect of a prescription medication. So how do you actually fit this into a 10-minute daily routine? What you want is 6 total minutes of isometric work. This can look like 2 minutes of wall sits, followed by 2 minutes of planks, and then another 2 minutes of wall sits. You can also reverse the order and do planks first, then wall sits, then planks again. If wall sits or planks are not possible for you, you can substitute other isometric holds such as squat holds or even hand grip exercises if needed. The key point here is simply reaching 6 total minutes of steady isometric tension. Once the arteries have been softened, we move into the next step of the daily routine, which often works even faster. This is the part most people skip, but it is extremely important. Minutes 6 through 8 of the routine are focused on a vagus nerve reset. The vagus nerve acts as the body's natural brake pedal. When it activates, heart rate slows, blood vessels relax, stress hormones drop, and blood pressure can fall within minutes. The problem is that many older adults, especially those over the age of 60, remain stuck in a state of sympathetic overdrive. The sympathetic nervous system controls the fight or flight response. Even when sitting quietly, the body may still be responding as if there is a threat present, even when there is no real threat around. The fastest way to activate the vagus nerve on demand is through a controlled breathing pattern. The most effective controlled breathing pattern for this purpose is called resonance breathing. The goal of resonance breathing is very simple. It is 6 breaths per minute. To do this, you inhale through your nose for 5 seconds and then you exhale through your mouth for 5 seconds. That's it. 5 seconds inhaling through the nose. 5 seconds exhaling through the mouth. If you repeat this 6 times in a row, that equals 6 breaths per minute. To make this even more effective, you want to sit comfortably in a quiet position, either on the floor or in a chair with something supporting your back. You want to close your eyes to reduce visual stimulation around you. Then you breathe in through your nose for 5 seconds and exhale through your mouth for 5 seconds for a total of about 3 minutes. If your mind wanders at all during this time, gently bring your focus back to your breathing. This works especially well for adults over the age of 60 because the nervous system becomes less flexible with age. The calming parasympathetic side of the nervous system weakens, while the stress response from the sympathetic system can linger for longer periods of time. Resonance breathing directly restores that balance by increasing heart rate variability, improving baroreceptor sensitivity, and sending a clear signal to the cardiovascular system that it is now safe to relax. This is why many people see their blood pressure drop almost immediately after completing this breathing exercise. Now that the arteries are relaxed and the nervous system has calmed down, there is just one final piece left, and it turns out to be the easiest step in the entire routine. Minutes 8 through 10 are focused solely on hydration. Dehydration quietly raises blood pressure. When the body does not have enough fluid, blood volume drops slightly. To compensate, blood vessels constrict and work harder, which causes blood pressure to rise. Many people believe they are drinking enough water when in reality they are not. Drinking just 12 to 16 ounces of water at one time can improve circulation, reduce vascular resistance, and lower strain on the heart. To hydrate properly, sit comfortably and drink about 16 ounces of water over a 3-minute period using small, steady sips. 16 ounces is one full standard-size water bottle. During this time, your only focus should be on drinking. Pay attention to the water entering your mouth, and as you swallow, try to follow the sensation as it moves down into your stomach. These small sips do something interesting. They further stimulate parasympathetic activity and reinforce the calming effects you just created with the breathing. It sounds simple, but it is powerful. So when you put everything together, what does this full 10-minute daily routine actually look like? The first 6 minutes are dedicated to isometric exercises such as wall sits and planks. Minutes 6 through 8 are dedicated to resonance breathing, inhaling for 5 seconds through the nose and exhaling for 5 seconds through the mouth. Minutes 8 through 10 are focused entirely on hydration with slow sips of about 12 to 16 ounces of water. This entire routine takes just 10 minutes out of your day. If you do this routine every single day and practice it intentionally, especially the breathing and the hydration, blood pressure reliably begins to move downward. New habits can be difficult, and that is completely normal. One way to make this routine stick is to pair it with something you already do every day, such as after brushing your teeth or after your morning drink. Another helpful step is to track it on a calendar so you do not break the chain. If 10 minutes feels like too much right now, you can start with 5 minutes and build from there, because consistency matters more than intensity. You can also do this routine with a partner for added accountability. If your goal is not just to lower blood pressure, but to support long-term cardiovascular health, this routine works best when paired with the right nutritional and supplemental strategy. In the next video, the most effective natural supplements for supporting healthy blood pressure are broken down step by step.